Certa noite em Campo Grande eu dei a maior trepada, uma linda cuiabana da bunda avantajada. A trepada foi tão grande que eu acho que desmaiei. No outro dia cedinho só um bilhete encontrei. No bilhete ela dizia que ia me encontrar pra nós dar outra trepada quando eu fosse em Cuiabá. Peguei meu fuscão vermelho e saí desesperado. Passei em Jaraguari, comi o cu de um viado, comi outro em Bandeirante e saí na...
Hola a todos, como todos están indo? Bonjour a todos, comment allez-vous? And hello everybody! Welcome back to 4-Digit Mania World Cup 2023. And we are already beginning things off with the default skin as we were seeing here. Surely we are off to a great start right now, but however, yeah, so welcome to the losers potential finals match. After two losers finals matches that have happened, we are now here at the final match of this weekend. This is going to be a very, very interesting match between two teams looking to make history for the first time in their for the country in 4-Digit Mania World Cup. You have on one side Brazil. I believe Brazil finished in top 3 before in a previous iteration in 4-Digit Mania World Cup. I believe it was either back in 2021 or 2020 or 2019. Definitely not 2022, however, as they are looking to make it back into the top 3, but standing in their way, however, is a team who has never made it into the top 3 before, and they have tied their previous performance now that they are being in this match. This is going to be Canada as they're taking on against. Reffing this match will be Zeus. Streaming this match will be Sinead. I am Porcus Great. And joining with me is Walmart5193. How you doing, Walmart?
Hi, hello. Bonjour tout le monde. I'm doing great. Yeah, like you mentioned, history is about to be made here, because I believe Canada hasn't made it as far until like losers finals. This is pretty much last year all over again. I think they were up against Thailand, I want to say, or Peru.
No,
one of the
Peru.
other. Yeah, Peru, and eliminated by them, and lost their ticket into the top 3. While we have the default skin going on, I believe our streamer might have streamed another match before this and just forgot to change it. But I believe this is Brazil's warm-up. So just to get warm-ups out the way and get into, I believe, Canada's warm-up after.
Yes.
Yeah, I believe Brazil got knocked out. I know Canada got knocked into the losers bracket by Singapore, but I think Brazil has been on a tremendous losers bracket run.
Yeah. No. Brazil also lost in the winners semifinals against China 6-4. So both teams lost in the winners semifinals against the teams that moved on to the winners finals, and both teams, Brazil, bit of a struggle having to beat Hong Kong by 7-5. Canada, however, had a much easier battle with Malaysia as they almost swept them, but still able to win by a score of 7-1. But the difference between Brazil and Canada is that while people may know Brazil as like more of like this, they're more known for like their LN abilities, their Rice abilities they've been pretty good, and especially since they did face off against Hong Kong, which like really pushed the team to their limits. Canada, being really good with being a Rice-dominated team, however, but I did some research based on like both of these teams played in their first match against their retrospective opponents in Malaysia and Hong Kong. Both teams almost pretty identical with the scoring. I mean, you do have Canada being favored on like some Rice maps, but it is Brazil who did play Rice 4, Rice 5, and Rice 7, the same maps that Canada played. And it's that even though both teams did win those maps against their respective opponents, Brazil's actually favored by a good decent margin, and I will go over that for more information later on. But I believe now we are getting into the second warm-up.
Yeah, with Canada's warm-up being DVE mapped by Bringo Brango, Canadian mapper, well known. I believe we're having a bit of client issues as well. I'm unsure if Canada is not in the correct slots, but either way, it's really going to be mainly just, like you said, both teams being strong in Rice, especially LS Byte with that physicality. I believe with Twitch Chat, Byte, and Accelerix on Canada, I think they can really put up a fight against Brazil. And also, do not sleep on their LN as well for both teams. I feel like no one here has like an advantage nor a disadvantage against each other. It's more evened out than pretty much ever. And I think these two teams also fought it out in 4DM4 last year.
Yeah, both teams actually battle against each other. I believe it was last year when that same Canada versus Brazil did face off in the losers finals. Although it was the first losers finals before whoever wins would move on to the potentials. That was Canada defeating Brazil by 7-5. And I believe they have also fought each other in the winners round of 16 when Brazil sent Canada down to the losers quarterfinals by a sweep of 5-0. So there's some history between these two teams, that's for sure. And both teams, their revenge is definitely on their minds, as this is like the third time they will be playing each other in a span of 2 years. And what better way to play against each other when the stakes are truly at its highest for both of these teams?
Yeah, and also Canada losing to Thailand in the losers finals. So in this position right now, they would be up against Thailand last year and lose 7-2.
Peru.
No, Thailand.
Thailand?
I checked the bracket. Yeah, it was Thailand. Peru lost to France in the winners finals. And got dropped down into the third place match.
Oh yeah, it was
in
Thailand.
In which Thailand won. So if Canada wins this, they move on to a guaranteed third place podium. Same applies with Brazil. And what stands in that third place match is the seeded 1 team Singapore, who lost in tiebreaker to China yesterday. And Brazil winning the roll by 4 points. That means it's their protect. They're gonna protect LN1. Pretty right out of the get-go, going for LN here. Probably trying to take what Canada is probably going to probably use against them.
Yeah, so LN1, that's going to be a really good protect from Brazil. They are definitely favored against Canada. This is what I need to mention. Even though both teams are really, really good, I do believe the one team that really needs to step it up, however, is Canada. Brazil and Canada, these two teams have played the map pool before, and there's 6 maps that these two teams have played at the same time against their respective opponents. 4 out of 6 maps, Brazil is heavily favored towards Canada. Like I mentioned with the Rice maps, the only LM map that they played together was LM1, Brazil being favored by over 40,000 points, and the only maps that Canada is favored against Brazil is SB2, in which that is banned, however, by Brazil. What a fantastic ban!
But something interesting, Canada versus Malaysia. Canada like you said, Canada protected SV2 against their match against Malaysia. But then Brazil versus Hong Kong, they protected Rice 1. So Brazil changing their protecting range here. Probably seeing Canada's Rice abilities against Singapore as well as Malaysia probably put them into a bit of fear and maybe probably not trusting Canada with Rice, as Zerg is going to pick LN3 for Brazil. Albion after the dawn.
Yep, so this was a map that Brazil did play before. Brazil scored 2,916 points on this map. Just lost against Hong Kong by it was a pretty close match as well on LN3 if I'm not mistaken. Just a really unlucky performance for Brazil, but they do have an opportunity to really improve that score and probably set the standard for Canada for what's to come in this match. So you see here for LN3, we will have Zerg, my Kiki, and Buva will be entering for Brazil. Meanwhile, Hall the Wise, SDP, Twitch Chat will be coming in for Canada. This is something that, like, Canada's gonna have to really have to, I just think that strategy is going to be a huge key, but if you manage to take a break point, this is something, like, each team really needs to utilize to their full advantage, because I'm like either thinking this is going to be a super close battle filled with like strategic picks, or one really bad mispick and that could be game over for either team.
Yeah, also, back to your point about how how Brazil protected LN1. It really interests me that Canada has 2,879,571 combined, but with Brazil, they have a huge lead, 2,922,445 points on their play against LN1 against Hong Kong. So it's gonna be kind of interesting seeing how this will turn out.
Yep. We are now already getting into the map, and here we go. I believe that that might be a legit break of odd start for Nayani Bunny, but wait, no, that is definitely bad show. So nobody's breaking right now. It's just that Canada is off to a good start for right now, but Brazil is almost closing in right now.
Yeah, Canada with that early accuracy lead, but as we progress through the map, Brazil coming a bit behind, really keeping Canada on their toes as that lead starts to flicker over to Brazil.
Yeah. This map, albeit after the dawn, this is your release oriented map. There's just a lot of Rice jump streams, some mini Rice jump streams in there that just makes the LM releases just slightly more tricky to execute, and you can just see the scores just flickering right now between these two teams.
Yeah, really just going back and forth. It's going to be first one to find the jump, and Hall the Wise and Twitch Chat both find breaks. That is going to extend that lead for Brazil by quite a long shot, but it's still in the range of Canada. Those were relatively clean drops, although Hall the Wise did drop down to 98, and Zerg Trades back that miss, but it's one short from Twitch chat's break. So Brazil coming out with an early lead right now.
Yeah, this map is not easy to stay consistent on one drop, and it's going to be really tough to recover. Hollow the Wise starting to struggle on like those easy release patterns right there. That's very unusual to see from Hollow the Wise.
Yeah, and also Zerg taking that miss quite well, climbing their accuracy up to that 99 margin, as Hollow the Wise struggling to reach that 99 mark. I feel like Brazil is gonna have need to have a catastrophe to happen on their side in order for Canada to take a point here. Twitch chat finds another break, as that's just gonna increase that lead for Brazil, only reaching, I think, the back half of this chart. There is, and now here comes these very dense trills here with mixing with that really tricky long note. Zerg, Zerg found a really nasty drop there. That's gonna close that lead and just by a bit.
I just don't think it's not going to be enough. My Kiki and Nayani Bunny is just doing really well, and SVP could only do so much for Canada, as we're just almost near the end of the map. It's just going to take a catastrophic collapse, not just coming from Zerg, but perhaps one of the two other Brazil players that are holding FCs. But as it is, Makiki and Nayani Bunny will actually FC the map. If you recall last time, they have not played, they didn't FC that map against Hong Kong. So to see them actually pretty much FCing the map, that's just really good. And also some improvements as well. Zerg, if Zerg was able to maintain combo pretty much throughout the whole map, we could have seen improvement from Brazil's score. But regardless, that is going to be the first point being given to Brazil. But Canada is now up to take their first pick of this match.
A thing to mention is that Canada has that accuracy range. It's just that they could not keep that combo intact, as saw very well by Hollow the Wise and Twitch chat a few times. They were above that 99 mark. They even out-accuracied a few of the Brazil players. So seeing how well they can pull off LN accuracy, but just that combo is what's kind of keeping Canada behind. That's what's gonna be. That's basically gonna be Canada's worst nightmare here. But like you said, it is Canada's pick. They could switch things up and go for their comfort in that rice zone, especially around the more density type things. Maybe like Kickstart My Heart or even Believe in Yourself.
Yeah, those two maps would be pretty interesting, and I do feel like even though Brazil does have the upper hand on Canada on those rice maps based on scores, I do believe Canada does have the opportunity to really improve their score to be able to match, to not only beat Brazil's first rice scores against Hong Kong, but also really being able to show the world what they are truly capable of. And they're gonna go with Rice 5. This is a interesting choice by Canada, but regardless, it's still Rice pretty much. And this is like your finger controlled Jack oriented map. Like,
yeah, very technical.
It's mixed Rice in a way, but it's just the Jacks being like a main feature pattern that the players are gonna have to keep an eye on.
As we're waiting for members of Canada to join in, won't be surprised if we see Byte and Accelerix come in, the two Rice powerhouses for Canada. Byte being around the 4DM scene for quite a while now, I believe starting in 4DM 3 and making their way all the way up to 4DM 2023. Unsure if Byte is actually here right now.
Byte is online, so it should almost be expected for Byte to come in, but it's going to be also very unusual if he isn't. And this is going to force Canada to really pick someone else who's going to come in. But then again, if I remembered, yeah. So both of these teams did play this map. Brazil scored 2.898 million points. Canada 2.862. Brazil is favored by a good margin, 34,000 points, but Canada does have the opportunity to be able to definitely do a lot better than that, to be able to show everyone again what they're capable of with their Rice abilities.
Yeah, Byte joining the lobby. This is, I think, the same roster as last time they played this. Accelerx 964,000. Byte not too far behind with 948,000, and Twitch Chat right behind with 948.4. So I feel like Canada probably practiced this chart a few more times after that match, knowing that they're probably going to go for this pick. Definitely one of the more comfortable picks, a very well averaged score from Canada. Almost everyone having roughly the same, having that same accuracy range. So I feel like that's what's going to give Canada that boost. If their team can have that average accuracy where everyone's roughly around the same in accuracy, that will give them that boost. But as I said, Accelerx finds an early miss, which is gonna throw that in Brazil's lead.
Yeah, and so here we are with Rice 5. You do see like everybody who have played this map before from their retrospective maps are now in. We just see breaks from Accelerx and Twitch Chat. Vuvoo will find the first break for Brazil, so not all hope is lost, but this is a pretty short map, especially with Energy Synergy Matrix at a speed rate. It's just going to be even shorter. J4 will find another break, but Accelerx will trade it back. This is not looking good for Canada right now.
Yeah, Canada down 2 breaks to down 2 combo breaks, but reaching that halfway mark of the chart, Byte being the only one holding an FC for Canada, as Zerg is the only one for Brazil. It's going to be first to blink here, as Brazil has a confident lead over Canada now. Bit of a cushion, but you can't blink too fast as Zerg finds jump, but Accelerx trades it back, as Brazil has that lead after Accelerx finds that break. But Accelerx is actually taking that break very well. Accuracy hasn't dropped very well. Zerg finds another miss. Vuvoo! Oh, Zerg!
Zerg! Wait, Twitch! Everybody's just breaking. J4 and LS Byte is just holding on to their combos, but I cannot say it any better. Like, Brazil having the shorter stick of things, giving Canada the lead despite the breaks from Accelerx and Twitch Chat. But however, it's just not going to be enough for Brazil to catch up. It's just going to be Canada taking their first point by a slim margin. Canada actually improved their score by about almost 30,000 points. It's just really Brazil having a huge break at the end that just really that was just a very unlucky performance by Brazil, because it looked like they were on pace to definitely destroying their previous score, but Zerg and Vuvoo could hold on.
Yeah, and Byte holding that FC, Byte definitely winning MVP for this match, keeping that FC all the way, keeping Canada intact with their with that lead. I believe if Byte did find a break, that lead would have stuck in Brazil's zone, and Brazil would have taken a break point off of Canada. But now they're gonna go for LN2. They're gonna go for Pupa, which I don't believe Brazil did not play this map. I don't think against.
Yep, you're right. Brazil did not play Pupa. Canada did against Malaysia, and they scored 2.872 million points. Pupa, Canada had the lineup of, I believe, SBP, Azari's, and Twitch Chat, so it's pretty expected to see those two guys in. We're just perhaps waiting for SBP, their main LN player, to come in. Meanwhile, for Brazil, Nayani Bunny...
SVP's on Brazil.
Oh, okay. SVP's on Brazil. There we go. And okay, so Brazil and Canada are trading players. So Maikiki Key is on Canada and SVP is on Brazil already. There we go. There's your trade, guys.
Yeah, and this is the density pick for I believe this is our density pick for the LN map pool. So it's basically gonna be who finds that combo break the most. I feel like Canada's gonna have to really gonna have to take control of that combo, because that's what's really holding Canada back, is the amount of misses they can drop on maps like we saw in LN on Albion, LN3 I think.
Yeah, this map, I mean, I'm just really impressed with how Canada did on LN3, but really the problem is that, like, it's also pretty, apparent with Brazil, especially on Rice 5, is, like, the consistency, and I think consistency will have to be a key contributor to see how well these maps will go for these teams, but definitely, again, Canada going with a map in a department that really isn't exactly favored of them, but it's a very no, wait, no, it was Brazil going with LN2. I mean, they haven't played this map, but considering, like, they've probably seen Canada score, so they're probably a bit confident going with this map.
Yeah, and also this map is short, just shy of that 2-minute mark, so every miss counts for either side. And I feel like if like any of these players find a drop, it's pretty much set in stone. I mean, I guess it really matters on how bad it is. And as I say that, Accelerix finds a miss, but it was relatively clean as Bunny also finds a miss. And now that lead is gonna really be in that middle. But I think once Accelerix reaches that 400 combo cap, stuff is really gonna change for Canada's side, as that lead is gonna begin to expand.
Yeah. Canada with a slight lead over Brazil right now. I'm just really impressed by Canada right now. Twitch Chat and SVP doing pretty good. Accelerix, even though that break did not really hurt his accuracy too much, as you mentioned, but we are almost near into we are now into the Ki section right here, and it's just Accelerix with a huge break that just skyrockets Brazil's lead.
Yeah, but that lead is slowly chipping away, but it's not helping with Twitch Chat and SVP finding misses. Twitch Chat missing twice, and Making Key tried to trade it back, but it turns out that Twitch Chat traded too far, as Brazil is taking a big lead now. There's not much map left, and I think, yeah, this is set in stone for Brazil. Twitch Chat, Accelerix, and SVP all missing at the same time. Brazil will be taking this point.
Yep, that team reset really didn't do anything. It was just that break from Accelerix at the start of the Ki section that just really gave Brazil a huge lead that they never looked back upon. And with this in mind, Brazil with a second point in this match. Canada, I believe, improved their score by 7,000 points, but it just doesn't matter, especially when you're up against, like, a really good LN team like Brazil. But Canada is still up to make their next pick of this match.
They might stay in that Rice range, and they also have their Protect, which is SV2, but I mean not SV2, SV1, but they're definitely gonna have to keep that in their back pocket. I don't think it is safe to use it right now, especially when it's a 1st to 7 match, and you have so many picks up on the board, especially a bunch of Rice picks to go after. I would say probably, like, yeah, I think Canada kicked off the match against Malaysia with Kickstart My Heart, and then moved on to, like, Energy Synergy, and then just went off on most of the Rice charts.
Yeah, if there's a map that I think Canada could choose, especially since they did play Energy Synergy, Matrix, I could see them going with Rice 7 against Brazil, pretty much.
The Core Jack pick.
but I could see Canada trying to. I could see Canada honestly experimenting on like a lot of, like the rice picks, and SVP is requesting a timeout right now, so Canada is going to use their timeout right now.
Yeah, Canada gonna take that 2 minutes timeout. Probably something wrong with one of their teammates, maybe hardware issues, or something. I have no idea, but hopefully it gets under control and Canada can continue with a more functioned team than probably with a hardware issue or something that happened.
Yep. So yeah, Canada trying to get some technical issues out of their way so they are able to continue on with this match. Meanwhile, however, I mean, so far this has been a pretty interesting match. I mean, I wasn't expecting Canada to do really well, like aside from those breaks, but they have definitely surprised me today with the performance on LN3, and they did look pretty strong on LN2, but Accelerix with those huge breaks that gave Brazil the win. However, I mean, I just think if Canada can stick it together with consistency, I feel like we could definitely see something from Canada being able to give Brazil a run for their money.
Yeah, and I believe that timer is about to run out. Canada gonna have to hopefully get that issue sorted out fast. We'll probably get confirmation from our referee when the timeout has concluded. And Canada has to also pick a chart since it is their pick.
I'm not sure which player from Canada's side is currently going through an issue, and they're gonna go with SD1. They're gonna go with their Protect already.
Yeah, they're gonna go with their Protect, which is Get Down. Seeing how Canada did protect SV2 against Malaysia yesterday, and how Brazil banned SV2 after probably seeing what Canada has done, probably Canada trying to outsmart Brazil with the protects, especially in that SV realm. So they're probably have to scramble around for their top SV players against Canada, because that's what Canada has been showing a big strength in. If it's not rice related, it's definitely that SV component. I believe Canada actually took a point off of Singapore from one of their SV. I believe they picked SV1.
So yeah, so this is SV1. This is your reading map. There's some memory being involved, but it's almost just pretty straightforward with those SV jumps that you'll typically see on Mania maps. Neither of these teams played it, but SV2 was banned, so Canada going with SV1. Both teams actually played SV2, which which Canada was definitely favored by over 200,000 points, with Canada scoring a 2.8 million and Brazil with a 2.6. So this is what we're giving an idea on a memory map that we could almost expect to see the same, where Canada is perhaps going to be a strong favorite heading into this reading SB map. Alrighty, so with that out of the way, we're just waiting for everyone to get ready. Soar, Zerg, and Nayani Buddy will be coming in for Brazil. SVP, Twitch Chat, and Hello Device, also known as Amaria Love, will be coming in for Canada.
Yeah, waiting for everyone to get in as here we go. Zerg and Bunny, everyone from Brazil putting on no fail, and Twitch Chat also putting on no fail.
Yep, I mean, that's just going to be interesting and also gives you guys an idea of how it's gonna go. And yeah, we can already see 200s being dropped by Zerg.
Yeah, Zerg having a little bit of a rough beginning, but actually that lead is not as big as I thought it would be, seeing Brazil with a full team of no fail, but so we're finding the first miss of this map as that lead immediately goes over to Canada, as it is pretty much blue. But we haven't even gotten into the meat of this chart yet. This build-up will slowly show as Twitch chat and Sora do find misses. Twitch chat missing some more. Oh, SVP and Zerg missing at the exact same time, but it won't really matter seeing how far of a lead Canada has right now.
Yeah, and you can just see those LN that's really small LN patterns on this SP map. That's just really one of the tricky features that this map will offer to the players, and we can just see, I mean, Brazil's definitely trying their best. I mean, it's not like they were not being they weren't being at disadvantage by a absolute huge margin of a score in SP2, but they're definitely performing really good coming from everybody from Brazil. But Canada, definitely being the team that is also being very well known for their SP abilities, and it's just really showing right there. And yeah, like you mentioned, we're heading into the meat of this map, and Brazil not having a great time on this map right now.
The Zerg almost down to that B rank range. It makes me feel like that Zerg is sight reading this chart, probably because Brazil did not expect SV1 to be played, as Twitch chat and Hollow the Wise find breaks. SVP being the only one FCing right now. As I said, that SVP finds a break, but it won't even matter anymore. Canada could take their hands off the keyboard right now, and it won't matter, since Canada is quite far. Not much map left. Just one more SV pattern to go, and Canada will tie it up 2-2 with a victory on Get Down.
Yep, but it's also very weird of Canada as to go with their protect pick this early. As you mentioned, like you thought like Canada would probably use this protect down the line, maybe when the score would be really close, almost near tiebreaker. But regardless, I just think like this is where like strategy is going to be super crucial for Canada to pick the next 4 maps very wisely, pretty much.
Yeah, they are going to have to really think about these next picks now. Or unless they're gonna stick in that rice component, like I've been saying this entire time. As yeah, looks like Bancho ate the message, but we're going into LN1. So all the LN picks have been picked by Brazil, which is I don't know if it would be more of a red alert, seeing how Canada won off of a rice pick and an SV pick, and Brazil winning all their picks from LN. So seeing how they're running out of fuel, it looks like Canada could slowly begin taking an advantage here against Brazil, and potentially use that against them once there are no more long note related picks left, and kind of forcing Brazil to pick rice and hybrid.
Yeah, but then again, Canada has been looking pretty strong aside from consistency issues on LN2 and LN3, so even something like LN1 being like your coordination pick, this is perhaps like one of the toughest LN maps. This is a anti-act map. For LN1, there's just a lot of staggers on this map. It's going to be interesting to see how Brazil and Canada will do on this map. Both teams actually played this map before. It's just that Brazil definitely with a 2.922 million, and Canada with a 2.879. Brazil definitely favored by at least about pretty much 43,000 points, but Canada having the upper side with a huge potential to definitely improve their score to defeat their own score, and also to defeat Brazil to get their first break point. So really, pressure is pretty much on each team right now.
Also, back-to-back protects being picked. This is Brazil's protect LN1, as Canada picked SV1 as their protect.
Yep. And as we are waiting for the map to get started, this is Chokiso Sengaku Toy.
As here we go.
Oh, I need to mention that on Canada's side, they had SVP, Hollow the Wise, and Bite played on their map against Malaysia. They're going to switch things up with Accelerates playing LN1. That's really interesting. Meanwhile, for Brazil, they're going with the exact same roster that they played on this map before.
Yeah, you're gonna see lots of repetitions if you have watched these matches yesterday. You'll see a lot of repetition with what picks people will be swapping in for. But it looks like having Accelerix on Canada is actually giving them a boost, as Canada has quite a lead, but it's not as confident as a lead. They still need to really focus on that combo component as that lead switches over to Brazil. It's really just going back and forth here.
Yeah, and even though Accelerix is a good switch for Byte so far, you have to remember that Accelerix has been struggling with consistency, as we saw on Rice 5, so definitely pressures on him to be able to provide a much better performance and a much needed performance for Canada to be able to take this crucial break point away from Brazil, and Canada barely with the upper side of things.
Oh,
and everybody
a three-way miss!
Everybody
A three-way miss
yes,
from
yes.
Canada, as Accelerix adds a bit more salt to that wound as they miss right after, missing at the exact same part, just a couple of notes apart, as now Brazil takes a big lead. It's all Brazil here.
Yeah, now it was just looking to be Canada being able to take this much needed break point, but Accelerix, SVP, and Hollow the Wise almost break at the exact same time. That just really skyrocketed the lead even further onto Brazil's side. And even though the Yoni, the Buddy, and Zerg won't break, it's just not going to be enough. Brazil being able to take this one. All thanks to the team reset coming from Canada.
But now there's a bit of a fork in the road for Brazil, as Canada now has those rice picks, all as now there's no more of those no more LN picks to go after. It's all Canada here for rice and hybrid. So I feel like this is going to be more of a disadvantage for Brazil, as unless they can keep that rice potential for them.
Yeah. So the question is, what is Canada going to pick for their next map? It's pretty obvious now. We only have rice and hybrids left standing right now. So it's going to be interesting to see what Canada will choose to face off against Brazil, who, even though Brazil doesn't have like any more LNs left, they're still really strong on the rice maps, pretty much, as they're, like I mentioned, they're favored against Canada on rice 4 and rice 7. Also on hybrid 1 is which Brazil is also favored against Canada based on their first scores that they've played against their opponents before. And so Canada, I'm in a group server with them, and they're also, and again, they are also experiencing some issues right now with one of their players not being online right now for whatever reason. But Hybrid One is going to be picked, a very bold pick coming from Canada, pretty much.
Yeah, maybe finding that confidence in more of the hybrid side of things, a mix of Rice and Longnote would definitely be kind of a benefit for Canada. Maybe not wanting to focus on the more full LN side of things and taking a little bit of a rock out break and going for hybrids instead. Probably going to wipe those off of the pick list and then start really focusing on Rice.
Yeah, so yeah, it's been mentioned in the, I mean, no pun intended, Twitch chat that someone from Canada is not here right now. So definitely, this is forcing Canada to really change their strategies up a bit. Maybe Hybrid One is something that they do not really want to play, especially with that one player being missing, because they probably have another map in mind that they feel super confident, but because of that, they're going to switch things up with Hybrid One. This is going to be really interesting to see how well Canada will overcome with such a obstacle already, especially since they are dealing. Everything's not just going very well on Canada right now today.
I believe I have no clue who would be not available on
It's
Canada's
Byte.
side.
They're picking Byte. Yeah, Byte.
Their number one crucial Rice player not online, but didn't he play a pick? Where did he go?
I have no idea, and especially since Byte did play this map before, this is just, I'm not sure if this is something like, if Canada, oh, Byte's here now, right now. What
Byte's
a miracle.
It's like
just,
a miracle from heaven.
Yep, Byte being able to come back just when like they were just worried about where did he go. Byte is now here. Canada now officially having the same roster, and Brazil going with the same roster again on. Wait, no, I'm wrong. They're switching things up. Nyani Bunny will be coming in for Zerg, who Zerg did play Hybrid 1 before, but just like with how Canada switched from Byte to Cellrix on L1, because Byte had the worst score on L1.
Early miss by Mickey Key and Twitch chat as well.
Yep, so right now it is like once the 400 combo cap is going to come into play, Canada will be having a slight lead over Brazil right now, but it's right now getting super close right now. Nyani Bunny proving to be the main difference maker between Zerg and Nyani right now. Oh wait, no,
yeah,
I was wrong. It was my Kiki is coming in for Zerg. I was wrong. Nyani had the highest score for Brazil on Hybrid 1. I was wrong.
Yeah, it looks like Brazil has a very slight lead just in that accuracy by Bunny, really keeping Brazil intact, as Accelerx and Bavu are kind of just in a fight with that accuracy range. As we get into the more LN and Rice side of things here, as it's more of like a transition in and out of Rice and Longnote.
Yes, some 200s being dropped. I did see a 200 being dropped by Twitch chat. This map definitely has it all, with a lot of like Rice and LN feature patterns. But what was the break? Oh, I don't see. It doesn't
look to be enough. Oh, it's slowly it's slowly going to Canada. Oh, Bunny! And that is good. That's the nail in the coffin. That is the break that Canada needed. Bunny with the highest accuracy in the lobby, finding a break, and Mickey finds a break as well, and that is gonna set that in stone, as Canada is gonna tie this up at 3.
Oh my goodness, Accelerx and Byte with the FC. Accelerate's now to find his groove on this map. Accelerate's had the worst score in the lobby against Malaysia for Canada. Now he has the best score, improving his score by about almost 20,000 points, 17k, and Canada improving their hybrid 1 score by about almost 60,000 points. What an impressive improvement by Canada. That was what I was anticipating from Canada before this match. Even though they didn't have the best scores against Malaysia, I do believe they can definitely improve on those scores in this map. Pretty much proves, did not misplace my confidence on what Canada can do.
Yeah, as everyone, every single pick from the respectable teams have won on their own pick. So looks like we have yet to see. We're almost halfway into this match. We've yet to see a single breakpoint come from anyone. 6 picks in, no breakpoint.
Yeah, and yeah, you have to really keep in mind that this was a map that Canada probably didn't even want to do because of Byte being gone, but with that performance, I'm guessing this is going to give Canada this newfound confidence, and you know, the emotions is going pretty high for Canada probably after that map. But it is now Brazil's turn, and Brazil is looking to take their 4th straight point from their own picks so far. But the question is, what will it be? It's going to be Rice 7, Karakuri.
That's gonna be kind of a risky pick because I've seen how Canada performed on Rice 7. Byte absolutely tanked this chart. So Byte being the knight in shining armor that Canada needed especially for the Rice picks, I feel like this is kind of dangerous territory for Brazil.
I mean, if you look into statistics as well, Brazil with a 2.960 million. If Brazil can improve from that score alone, which is already hard to beat, that's something that I mean, even though I cannot deny about Canada's race abilities. However, 2.960, especially as a team score, is going to be really tough to beat. And it's going to be the standard of what these two teams will have in mind to be able to perform together as a team. So for Canada, you have the exact same team from that played Rice 7 being able to stay in, and the same goes for Brazil as well. So everybody from Canada, Brazil, when they first played this map, will be back in for this time again. Bavoo, J4, Nyane Bunny, Twitch Chat, Isaris, and Ellis Byte.
Yeah, as that lead actually is aiming towards Brazil quite early. Not even at the 400 combo cap yet. Accelerix, hello?
Oh my gosh. I mean, that is a very, very impressive accuracy right now. But Byte will find a break. Oh, that's going to be interesting considering if Byte had the highest score in the lobby with a 982k. So this is going to hurt Canada for a bit.
Yeah, but we haven't even got into the Jack part of this chart yet. It's mainly more of a mix of Jack and these technical patterns here, these streams. I'm sure by reaching that 400 combo cap, that lead will begin to shrink just a bit. But Brazil has a pretty comfortable lead over Canada right now. Byte finds another miss, as that's just going to increase that lead for Brazil, as we're getting back into more of that Jack-oriented part of this map. I don't know who put these streams in my Jacks.
J4 will find a break for Brazil, as I believe we are already now heading into like the last KI, which is perhaps the most difficult part of this map in general. We do see Nayani, Bunny, and Babu holding an FC. I know you mentioned about Accelerates with a 99.93, but Babu also with a very respectable 99.83% accuracy. Definitely competing against Accelerates. Definitely having a slight advantage over Accelerates on accuracy, but Brazil looking like a team as they actually beat their score by 1,000 points. What was that, Brazil? Wow.
993k as Bavu actually outratios Accelerix.
Yeah, I mean, Bavu with a really high score, improving his score by 3,000 points in his first time against I believe Hog. So he's definitely rising up to the occasion against Canada. And while Canada did definitely improve on their score as well by 17,000 points, it's just not enough. Fight with those breaks that really costed Canada an opportunity to take their first break point. But it is now Canada's turn to pick their next map, however. And it's going to be Kickstart My Heart. This was a map. This is the only Rice map in the pool that Canada is favored against Brazil, and this is the last map that Canada has been favored against Brazil on this map. Canada, this is your dump map pretty much, and Canada being favored by about 35,000 points. They scored 2.939 million. Brazil with a 2.894. So this is another comfortable pick that Canada should feel pretty confident in. But you know, it's essentially also since Brazil also have the opportunity to improve their score greatly, this might be pretty close for either team.
Yeah,
Not to mention, oh, go ahead.
we're gonna see, I think, a swap in players. It's only Twitch chat for Team Canada.
So Accelerate, Spite, and Twitch chat played Rice 6v4, so we could probably see it's just possible that Accelerate and Spite wanted to take a small break before they have to come back in, which would be a really good call for Canada, especially after we do see Accelerate and Spite being played like 2 consecutive maps on this match today. Yep, we do see Accelerate's going to come back in and Bite as well. Accelerate's playing for his 4th straight map, Bite for his 3rd. Twitch chat is going to stay in for, I believe, his 3rd straight map as well, just like with Bite. J4, Bubu, and Zerg is going to come in. I believe it was Zerg replacing Nayani Bunny after Nayani Bunny played 5 straight maps so far.
Yeah, out of the 7 picks, still no breakpoint. Is this scripted? That's the most asked question. Oh my god, we're tied. That's the most asked question in the chat right now. Is this scripted? And Twitch chat finds an early miss. That's not gonna benefit Canada in any way.
Yeah, so definitely pressures on Canada to be able to try to catch up, but we did see this before. I believe we're back in Rice 5, so not all hope is lost, however, for Canada, but definitely Brazil also need to try to replicate it. Zerg with the break, however.
Yeah, Zerg trades that miss back, and it was quite. And that was over the 400 combo cap, while Twitch chat was right at the beginning of the chart, and that's going to make a huge difference as Canada has quite a large lead over Brazil now. But it can't be Canada can't be very confident yet. There still needs more action to be done in order for Canada to still have that confident lead. But like you mentioned, this was one of the few maps that Canada actually benefited off of Brazil from in their respective matches, as Bavoo and Twitch chat trade misses.
Yeah, Twitch chat having the worst stick of things, but Zerg and Accelerix is going to find traded breaks again, but that lead actually hurt Canada from Twitch chat's breaks, and Twitch chat struggling to find his consistency again. That might going to hurt Canada near the end, but so far it's just by taking on J4 right now, as Twitch chat's still trying to fight his way back into the 400 combo mark, which Twitch chat will Zerg with the crucial break.
As Canada is holding on for dear life here, as Zerg with that miss is definitely gonna boost up Canada, as map's almost coming to a close by holding on to that full combo again. It's like I think it was that one, I forgot the one, it was the first Rice pick they played, as Accelerix and Zerg trade misses, as Zerg found a really nasty drop, as that lead really increases for Canada, as Byte being the only one FCing on Canada's side, as J4 13 200s, but Byte beats them in the ratio battle and the 200 battle, as it's now tied at 4.
It's just like I mentioned. I mean, yeah, I mean, both teams didn't improve their scores, which is pretty much just a strategic pick, like I mentioned.
Wait. Far. Look at Accelerix. Look at Accelerix. What the hell, Accelerix?
Oh, I mean, yeah, that's like pretty, also really good as well. I think Accelerix would have had a really high, would have had the highest score in the lobby if it wasn't for those breaks. But however, I mean, regardless, Canada had a really good performance compared to Brazil. I mean, that's just really the difference maker. Even though with those breaks that Twitch chat and Accelerix had, they were just looking so much stronger than J4. No, I'm sorry. They just look stronger than Bavoo and Zerg, who also find those breaks as well. But with this in mind, it is now 4-4 now. We only have 4 Rice maps and 2 hybrid maps left to go. Brazil going with hybrid too. This is your 50-50 map, and neither of these teams have actually played this map before, so this is going to be a really interesting pick, not just for Brazil, but also an interesting map for Canada to play. So now, the strategy is which players are going to play Hybrid 2. Brazil already has their lineup already in mind.
Yeah, maybe Twitch chat and Accelerix coming in now. I feel like it's either going to be SVP or some of the SVP or Bytes. I feel like it's probably going to be most likely SVP.
I mean, it's a 50-50 map, so something like that. I mean, maybe SVP would be a good option, but I also like to think that Byte would probably have a better overall player to come in, especially since Byte has been around playing both LNs and Rice, so maybe something like Hybrid 2, we could see Byte going to come back in. But meanwhile, for Brazil, Nayani Bunny, Maikiki, and Zerg is going to come in for the red side, as their lineup's looking to be set. Canada still deciding which player will come in for Canada. and it's going to be Bite again. As I was thinking, my analysis have almost always proved me right. Pretty much, Walmart.
Yeah. As it's gonna be Bite, Twitch Chat, and Accelerix for this pick. I think we need to see a break point come now or never. It's going back and forth for each other. Everyone winning off. Every single map has went from everyone winning off their own picks.
But you have to also remember, like those picks, they didn't get handed to them easily. Like each team, literally, it was pretty close for the most part until like those crucial breaks came in. But now we're going into a map that neither of these teams have played before, and this is something that Brazil is going to have to step out their comfort zones. But also, not to mention with Canada, also having to step out their comfort zones as well, with the rice maps that they haven't played, as well as hybrids as well. So this is actually going to be a toss-up map, as Brazil with the team reset against Canada right now, as everybody already into the 400 combo mark. Canada's going to have a huge lead right now.
Yeah, right off the get-go, Canada taking a big lead with Mikiki and Zerg. Everyone from Brazil dropping, but Twitch Chat finds a trade back. But Bunny also trades it back as well, as this map is also short, just shy of that, actually exactly being on that 2-minute mark. As Bite finds a miss, that's gonna weigh things in just a bit, as at least starts to shrink for Canada.
I just remembered they didn't play this map. I looked at my notes incorrectly. Brazil scored 2.875 million points, so this is a map that they did play before, but so far it's looking to backfire against them, as Canada is still holding on to their lead right now. Even though that Zerg, Waikiki, and Nayani Bunny is definitely recovered from
Twitch Chat.
those initial breaks. Oh, Twitch Chat with another break. This is going to be a crucial.
Zerg trades it back. Twitch Chat. Don't tell me. We need to see a breakaway.
Oh, that's just almost going to be it. That's and everybody from Canada is just breaking down. That was something that Brazil definitely got really lucky on, and Brazil had a team reset at the start, but Canada had a much worse team reset at the end, which gave Brazil the lead to end it off. Even though Accelerix did have the highest score in the lobby, the difference being was that Twitch Chat scoring a 941k compared to like Zerg and Nayani Bunny with a 967k, and even though Bite with the 970, it's just the team score between Twitch Chat and Bite is just not enough to beat Zerg and J4 on Hybrid 2. So it's going to be Brazil taking this one. They actually improved their score by about almost 40,000 points with 38k, almost exact, 38k if you really want to count the hundreds and tens and ones intervals. But Canada going with Rice 1.
Yeah, we need one breakpoint, at least just one.
So you're saying as a Canadian, you want Brazil to take the break point then?
I'm not saying Brazil needs a breakpoint. I'm saying at least just one breakpoint from anyone right now.
I mean, breakpoints are pretty fun, but you also have to take into the consideration of the significance behind these picks as well. Each pick that each team has chosen has been strategic and for a purpose. I mean, and so far, it's just that each picks has just been 100% in the favor of the teams behind those picks. Canada going with a pick that they haven't played before, so this is pretty interesting to say the least. Rice 1, this is your jump stream oriented map, but this has a lot of cut streams or broken streams and just a lot of anchors. There's just not a lot of jump streams, your typical jump stream patterns that you will see, unlike a typical jump stream map, but regardless, it's still a very unique Rice 1 map, to say the least, as Canada going to go with Accelerate's Bite and Twitch chat again. J4, Babu, and Zerg is going to stay in as well. I am slightly concerned for Canada right now because they're just going with Twitch chat, Accelerate, and Bite for like 3, 4, 5 straight maps. You may think that fatigue might start to set in for Canada right now, so that's something I'm just really concerned on. And here we go. Brazil scoring a 2.881 million points. So definitely Brazil also have the opportunity to improve on that score. But right now the score is just flickering right now. And we're already now seeing the map starting to pick up. Brazil having a slight lead, or no, it's just the lead is just slightly flickering, but Brazil looking to have having the slightly better score than Canada right now, looking to definitely improve their score. You do see with Rice 1. This was, I believe, the first map that Brazil played against Hong Kong in which they lost that map. Zerg with a 910k points that really hurt Brazil's opportunity to take that point from Hong Kong.
Well, Twitch chat finds a miss.
Oh my, that's not looking really good for Canada, as we are almost near we are already into near tiebreaker territory right here. Zerg, Babu, and J4 looking really, really strong and aren't looking to break anytime soon with those accuracies right there. Oh, Zerg break. That might be interesting, but one break isn't going to be enough, however. They're going to need another break coming from Brazil if they want to have an opportunity to win. Perhaps J4 or Babu, but Accelerates and Bites, I mean, they have also been struggling with consistency at times, and it's just looking to be Brazil looking to take away with the first break. Wait a minute, Babu!
Babu, but that didn't really do much. That was a very clean drop. That lead is still sticking in Brazil's zone, and I think Brazil might have actually done it. Brazil actually did it.
Wait,
no, they didn't.
What the heck?
No, they didn't. It's still anyone's game. No, what the hell? This is scripted. What the hell, man? What's that score from Accelerix?
Oh my goodness!
This is actually scripted.
Just when we both thought Brazil was actually going to take the first break point, despite the team improvement score, Babu with the absolute collapse at the end that just gave away the point to Canada. I thought Canada got super. You may argue that Canada got super lucky, but really, I mean, Accelerates and Bites performance, don't let that distract you from how good they've been. It's just really about consistency. Canada definitely had the consistency on Rice 1, and you know, despite that, like Twitch chat having the higher score than LS Bites, I mean, man, Walmart, this has just been one really interesting match to say the least.
It's been a roller coaster, as we have yet to see a single breakpoint, and we're in tiebreaker territory, ladies and gentlemen. And it's not Brazil's pick, but they can't go for anything but Rice here. They only have Believe in Yourself.
No, they have Hybrid. They have Hybrid 3 left available.
That's their only pick left. Unless they want to risk and go for a Rice pick, they almost lucked out on Rice 1. with Canada's pick, so they can stay in that zone. And they're gonna go for Rice
Oh.
3.
I do not know if I actually like this pick. I thought Brazil was gonna go for like Rice 4 because they did outscore Canada by on that map, but just barely by 9,000 points, or Hybrid 3 because again it's a hybrid map. What do you expect? Brazil definitely outperforming Canada only based on consistency. So going with a stamina pick, I mean, I kind of see where Brazil's going, especially with how Canada has been just using the same lineup, so they could probably use the stamina pick to definitely exhaust out their players. This is definitely like a long-term strategy pick, especially to get the players from Canada tired, especially if they're going to go with the same lineup with Twitch Chat, Cerise, and Bite again, which this is like a fourth dimensional chess piece, chess move by Brazil. If I'm going to be 100% honest, if I go into more, if I mention with the extra analysis in depth of why Brazil would like to go with it, either that or they just feel pretty confident on Rice 3, despite the fact that Brazil did play this map before on Rice 3. They scored 2.929 million points, and they did won that map against Hong Kong. And that's another thing of what Brazil has the advantage over Canada. They have played most of the maps in competition compared to what Canada played against Malaysia. So they're used to the pressure, but especially now we just went from a best of 13 to now a best of 3. Walmart, these stakes could have been anything more higher than this.
This is like Brazil versus Hong Kong all over again, completely flipped on its head. Because Brazil and Hong Kong was the battle of breakpoints. This is the battle of just winning your own pick. And they almost went into tiebreaker too.
Yeah.
Brazil and Hong Kong, but it's just Brazil managed to take it at the very end to come here. But here we go, Rice 3. Seems to be a very strong beginning for everyone, especially with well, I guess this is 4 minutes long, so really gonna have to conserve that stamina. This is very, very consistency needed. Like you need that consistency, you need that stamina, you need pretty much almost the entire bag for this pick, and you cannot look away for just a few seconds seeing how this is. Oh, Bavoo, Twitch Chat, and Accelerix all miss, but Bavoo is finding the doubt in this pick. Bavoo is finding many drops.
I think something must be wrong with Bavoo. This is really, really unusual to see from Bavoo, especially since Brazil. Especially since Bavoo was that same player who had a massive drop at the end of Rice 1. This is not looking really good, especially since Bavoo actually FC'd the map with 990k. With also 4,446 notes, perfect notes being hit by Bavoo. This is going to be really interesting as Canada now in the lead with the Seoul FC, and we're just going to keep seeing those breaks. This is almost going to be an easy break point.
on the board.
Oh my gosh!
And we can't really say much. We're only a quarter into the map. Bavoo finds another break, but Canada has a huge lead right now. Pretty comfortable lead. Canada can have their little comfort zone here with this pick just as long as they keep that combo intact. They cannot afford to miss at any bad point of this, or any pinnacle peak could lead into to Brazil taking it to match point, as Canada needs to take this point and take it to match point as well, get the first break point of this entire match.
Twitch Chat and Bavoo will be trading. Bite will also find a break, but J4 will be switching. Nobody has it's just, a lot of these players are struggling with consistency. It's just Accelerates with the highest combo in the lobby and almost with the highest score in the lobby as well. Like, just trying to, walking through 6 screens right now. As, yeah, it's just Canada definitely benefited from the huge break from Bavoo in the beginning, and Bavoo is just really struggling with consistency. This is very unusual to see from Brazil, especially on a map that they won against Hong Kong in.
Yeah, but Canada is really taking it now. Bavoo missing even more as Canada's capitalizing off of Bavoo's drops. Accelerix holding on to that combo, and so is everybody else. This is absolutely going nuts right now. This is what Canada needs. Canada needs this from Bavoo and needs those breaks, as it looks like the tables have turned. It looks like Brazil's the one now struggling to keep that consistency and that combo. We've been talking this entire match that that's what Canada's disadvantages were, is that their consistency was not the greatest, especially for charts like this. But now look at this, Brazil, Bavoo has been struggling for almost the whole map now, and Canada is going to take a guaranteed breakpoint from this.
That is right. Zerg, J4 doing whatever they can to catch up, and the breaks from Bavoo, I mean, you cannot document it any better. Like, it's just been really the main reason why Brazil struggled against Canada on Rice 3, but not all hope is lost. We will finally get our first breakpoint in this match, all thanks to Canada. Accelerates, well, almost with a FC, is just going to finish things off with a huge high score in the lobby. Bavoo, a player that a lot of people were expecting him to definitely replicate his Rice 3 performance against Hong Kong, has that something is definitely not wrong with. Something's wrong with
what
Bavoo's
is that?
keyboard.
What is that? What happened? Accelerix 7, you gotta be. Are you like a robot or something, dude? What the hell is this? And Canada takes the breakpoint, and it's now their pick. It's match point for Canada. Canada's on the brink of getting that top 3 spot.
I mean, it's pretty impressive, but Bavoo had 587 300s, which was like even more crazy to think about, which is why a lot of people thought Bavoo was going to do something even more crazier. But regardless, now it's now 6-5 now in favor of Canada. They have Rice 2, Rice 4, or Hybrid 3.
They need to. I feel like they need to stick in that Rice component after seeing what happened in that match against in Rice 3. They have to go for one of the Rice picks. They cannot risk this pick. This is the final pick of regulation until we go to tiebreaker or Canada wins it. 7 to 5.
If I'm going to beat Brazil, if I'm going to be honest, I'd probably call for a timeout, honestly. I really think they need to figure out with Bavoo's keyboard.
But the thing is, you cannot time out when it's not your own pick. You can only time out when it's your pick. That's what I've been told.
Oh, really?
As
That's
Canada's
really
gonna go for
interesting.
Fuel Tank, and Canada did pick Fuel Tank against Malaysia, I believe. It was quite early in the chart, or quite early in the match, I believe, or actually quite late in the match. And Canada actually had 2.84 million, as Brazil had 2.85 million. So Brazil actually having a slight edge over Canada with this chart.
Yeah, but however, the difference with Canada and Brazil was that you do have Nayani Bunny played Rice 4 against Hong Kong, and J4 being a much better Rice player as we've seen today is going to come in for Brazil. So definitely we're going to see an improvement coming from Brazil potentially, but if I'm just definitely concerned for Bavoo right now. Bavoo has been, I mean, you cannot well document what has happened in the last two maps, giving Brazil having a rare opportunity to take a break point until Bavoo with a huge break section at the end, giving Canada the point, and then Bavoo was just struggling to stay consistent from start to finish. I have a feeling this may have not have gone to do with nerves, but something must have been wrong technically. But if Bavoo hasn't really mentioned about like keyboard issues, or no one from Brazil has mentioned anything, so it may have been nerves that could be an issue, which, I mean, it could possibly be nerves, but especially since like Bavoo broke a lot, I have like a suspicion it may have been more than just nerves. And if it was, I'm just overthinking a lot of things then.
I don't want to say anything for this pick because I don't want to curse anybody. I don't want to like accidentally say something and it's gonna go like the absolutely worst or like just anything, because I feel like this is the chart. Yeah, this is the chart. This is the final pick of regulation.
Yeah, so definitely pressure is on Bavoo pretty much. Hopefully we are able to see the what we are hopefully going to be able to see what Bavoo is capable of. Having J4 switching out for Nayane but is definitely going to help out Brazil potentially getting a much higher score compared to Canada and Brazil with a slight lead so far, but only time will tell of how the finish will go or how the rest of the map will go from here.
Yeah, this is, yeah, seeing a little bit of a swap out from Brazil might actually give him that boost, but you can't say much. But Brazil did actually did have a better score than Canada on this map, but it's just only. Oh, but J4 finds this. Byte turned back.
Byte, J4 and Byte will trade breaks.
Oh,
Byte struggling with consistency. But however, yeah, Andrew with the Twitch chat. Oh my, this is going to be really interesting.
And this, Zerg and Byte. This is, it's coming. It's gonna come down to the wire.
It's probably not, especially since Brazil's looking much better on accuracy. We're just seeing Twitch chat on the 98. Bavoo with the break, however.
It's not gonna be enough. We're going to tiebreaker.
We're just almost near the end, and yeah, everybody's just struggling. But however, it just needs to be documented. The last match of this weekend, we're going into tiebreaker again for the second time this weekend. My goodness!
It's going to tiebreaker. Get that TV hype.
Get that tiebreaker up right now. Get that tiebreaker up right now. You don't even need to tell them the score. Get that tiebreaker up. Get that tiebreaker up. What are you waiting for, referee? There we go. Oh my goodness. We need to do the ping. Where's the ping? Where is that ping? We need that ping right now. This is the final match and nobody's saying anything. Oh my goodness, this Walmart, this was honestly a very, very interesting match to say the least. We started off with 10 points being from each team's own picks, and then the last two, and you were complaining about you needed like break points to make this exciting, and now there are the last 2 points were all break points, and now we are now here.
Break points. I just wanted to see a breakpoint happen in this match. That's all I've wanted. And the tiebreaker is undeniably the essence of all tournaments. It's the fruit of hard work, the culmination of a valiant effort to fight, and the manifestation of absolute determination. It is the desperation that creates friendship, the flood of adrenaline that I cannot I just can't read the copy pasta.
and oh my goodness, I mean, they're already going to get ready already. They're just going straight in with no breaks whatsoever. I mean, I'm going into this tiebreaker blindly because I have no idea what to expect aside from that it's pretty obvious, a hybrid map, obviously. But we did see China and Singapore did play this map, their winners finals, in which China had a strong lead and was able to maintain it despite Singapore almost creeping back up to them. But here we go. This is the tiebreaker map. The map that will decide who will go fish in the top 3 and will be heading into grand finals. The stakes could be much more higher than this.
Which finds an early break, but thankfully that was in the range of the 400 combo cap still, which won't give much of stress to Canada. But then Byte finds another miss as well.
Oh my goodness, this is going to be interesting. Twitch chat and Byte has just been struggling. If you recall, back in Singapore versus China, Singapore struggled in the beginning, which gave China such a huge lead and only went away with the win because of Singapore's struggles in the beginning. It might just looks to be the same thing for Canada, as Maikiki will find a break for Brazil. This is going to give Canada an opportunity to catch up. But Twitch chat, oh my goodness, Twitch chat is just not doing really good with consistency right now.
Yeah,
Here we go.
reaching the first quarter of the map. It's not looking great for Canada as that lead is going over to Brazil. Canada was in the same predicament against Singapore and lost in the winners semis, and now here they are in the losers finals, fighting for their podium spot and their tournament run with Brazil on this tiebreaker. Maikiki finds a break, but it's not really giving any not really giving anything over to Canada. Zerg and Accelerix find breaks. It's only Byte now. But actually, no one has the FCs on Canada's side. It's actually Bavoo. Zerg finds a drop. Wait, that lead's getting closer. What's happening?
It's still maintaining on that G side of Zerg's name right now, but I do see it slightly decreasing right now. Bavoo with the FC right now. This is something that everybody is expecting from Bavoo. And Bavoo with the break as I just say that. Oh my goodness. A 2,000 point lead difference. That could potentially decrease.
Thanks, Bancho.
Oh my goodness, don't tell me. Oh man, don't tell me it's going to be like this. Oh, never mind, we're going back into it. I don't know if that was a client error or if that was legit. Oh no, that was legit. And Byte and Twitch chat, Zerg and Bavoo is just struggling. Accelerix is still holding on to a 1,523 combo right now. But Twitch chat needs to rely on Byte and Twitch. Accelerix needs to rely on Twitch chat and Byte to just not drop anymore, because those drops give Brazil an extra 3,000 point lead right now. And this has been really, really close. Accelerix doing whatever he can to carry Canada behind his back right now.
Yeah, Accelerix being that one source for Canada to stay alive as Bavoo and Twitch chat trade misses. It's getting closer than ever. This LN section is really going to be dependent. Bavoo finds a drop. That lead is slowly shrinking now. Maikiki, coming in. The lead's going to Canada. Twitch chat.
Wait, no.
Twitch chat finds the break and immediately goes to Brazil. Accelerix finds the break. That's going to put the nail in the coffin for now.
Oh my goodness, this is getting still really, really close. This is something we have not seen from China versus Singapore. China holding on to the lead, but so far in this tiebreaker, as close as it gets, Brazil and Canada struggling trying to hold on to the leads. Oh my goodness,
now finds the break.
Now
it's just behind.
Oh, Byte is the only one with the highest color. Canada is now starting starting to hold on to their consistency, but for how long?
They need to hold on. They cannot afford anything. This is what Canada needs. They need that combo advantage. They need that accuracy advantage. And this is the same predicament as in Rise 3. This is what happened in Rise 3. Bavoo finding lots of breaks. Canada managed to capitalize off of it and win off that. And that's what's happening right now. The exact same situation as in Rise 3. And I think Canada's going far with this because I changed my profile picture to the Canadian flag.
Oh my goodness. We're just almost near the end. And Canada is finally starting to get things together. Twitch chat and Bavoo will trade. Wait, fight!
Fight!
Berserk will trade it back. It's just not going to be enough for Brazil. They had the opportunity to make a last-minute comeback, but there's just not enough time left to go. Accelerates will find a break.
Yeah, and Twitch chat, but they're missing. Everyone's missing. Everyone's missing.
My goodness.
It's gonna come down to the wire, but everyone's missing on Brazil's side. It's not gonna be enough.
No, everybody.
Everybody's missing. It's
Oh
not gonna
my
be
goodness.
enough. Canada is gonna be the top 3. Canada will make it to the podium. And become. Wait, what happened? What happened?
Wait a minute. What? Wait a minute.
No way! No way this happened!
No.
No
Are you
way!
kidding me? Wait a minute.
I left at the very end! Very end! I
Wait,
disconnected at the very end!
Wait,
There's
what
no
happened?
way!
Wait,
Bite
what
disconnected
happened?
at the very end!
What the hell was that? Bite!
He actually disconnected at the
Fight
final part!
disconnected? Or wait
Yes.
a minute. Wait, so does this mean that Brazil won?
Yes!
What? Oh my goodness! Wait. The score has actually went through, however. Byte's score is there. On the MP link, Canada won! No, don't look. No. We need, like, official confirmation, however. We need, like, official confirmation. This is really interesting. Oh. So, this has been a very controversial, this is really controversial right now. But, okay.
This is very controversial. This is probably going to be the most controversial way to end a match. With what almost was everyone thought was a disconnect from Byte at the very end actually caused the client to break. So what happened was Byte's score went through, left the lobby as soon as the map ended, which caused the client to break.
Oh, and because of that, okay, I get why. Because Byte's client started a lot more earlier than everybody else's, so he probably finished the map earlier than everybody else's, which caused the stream client to break. But oh my goodness, as if it gives everyone such a heart attack. That is just going to be. It just gave everybody else a huge swerve. But aside from that, the difference you cannot make this up. The result is finally in. Your winners, and will be finishing in the top 3 for the first time in their 4DMWC in the history of 4DMWC from this country. Will be making the top 3 for the first time, and will be making their first Grand Finals appearance against Singapore in the Losers Grand Finals. It's going to be SVP, Twitch Chat, Byte from the Atlas Squad Gang, Asoris, Robert Sex 6400, and Hollow the Wise, also known as Amaria Love, Team Canada. What a match! What an absolute match!
Robert carried, and only one thing left. Only one thing until we can call this weekend complete. We need to show that Grand Finals map pool, which I believe will be at 2 UTC. So get up, maybe go outside and, go for a stretch, go celebrate with Team Canada, because
this has been a roller coaster of a match. But for now, I'm Walmart signing off for now.
Yeah,
Anything else to say, Mark?
I just want to say thank you to Zeus for repping, thank you to Snap for streaming this match. Thank you for Walmart. I couldn't have honestly asked for a last minute co-commentator. We not just the players popped off, but we both popped off as well. What an amazing match. We are so fortunate to call against like this amazing match, especially in a time that is very friendly to North Americans. But yeah, congratulations to Canada, to Brazil. I know it's a very heartbreaking way to end, but you guys can definitely be proud of that 4th place finish. Man, that was just super close. But yeah, map pool showcase in like 5 hours and 50 minutes. And yeah, that's just going to be it. This is Porcus Great alongside with Walmart 5193. We will see you guys on this channel back in 5 hours and 50 minutes. See ya!